Alrighty. Well, as there is now no longer smoking allowed in the indoor scene of Delete My Ideals, we have not only decided to say fuck the establishment, we've also decided to take their orders with a couple of loopholes.
Now we can stand outside and negative 12 weather.
Yeah, negative 12
Fahrenheit.
degrees. That's Fahrenheit for those Celsius viewers. I believe in Celsius that's probably some astronomical fucking low number.
In words of Dennis Leary, next we'll have to be in a closet with a blanket over top of us.
Oh, it's just a... Hang on, let me... Fahrenheit to Celsius.
12. I'm going to guess it's... Hold on, let me think. I want to say it's... If it's negative 12, that means... I don't know. You tell me. What does it say?
I'm fucking smartphone. How professional is that? That's something I should have looked up ahead of time, but I didn't know we were going to mention it, so...
Hold on, I'm going to get this. If it's 12 degrees Fahrenheit, that means it's going to be 30 degrees Celsius. 17 degrees Celsius.
1 degree Fahrenheit is negative 17.2 degrees Celsius.
So what would 12 be?
Negative 17 times 12? Times a negative 12? Would it be a negative times a negative? What the fuck does that mean?
Well, definitely positive out here.
How the hell is it? If where you're living, negative 12 Fahrenheit is a positive number, you're a sick bastard.
Well, let's get to who's bringing us our podcast. So far, it's Ustream and Layden Stone. Layden Stone has yet to do anything for us. They're supposed to give us some microphones.
Yeah.
But they're on tour right now.
Some speakers.
Where are they on tour at? Let's fucking pimp them out.
They were in California, I think, yesterday? Yesterday, I don't know. We'll get them on the phone here in a little while when we get back inside.
We don't know what cities they're going to?
Well, I don't have like a list or anything.
Well, West Coast, I can say that. Starting
West
in
Coast,
California.
the Pacific North. I mean, wherever they are, it's only 7 o'clock. Where roughly it is here, 10:26 p.m.
Are they working their way to Texas this time?
Oh, no Texas on this one, I don't think.
Strictly West Coast.
The stars at night are big and bright in Texas. You ever been to Texas?
No.
Ugh.
Farthest west I've ever been is...
Stickiest, hottest, I don't know. I think I would take that. I think I would take anything in Texas. Other than the people, I would take Texas over Michigan. On a day like today, but, you know.
I've heard horror stories about the fucking heat in Texas. My brother John, he's been all over Texas. He said, you're in the fucking truck. You know, it's kind of cold. You got the AC on. You step out, and your entire body is completely covered in sweat within 2 minutes.
It's wild. We need to get some viewers in Texas responded in on this shit. All you Texans out there, let's hear it.
We have some Texan viewers on YouTube.
Do we?
Yeah, each one of our podcasts, I believe has one viewer in Texas. I don't know why I'm stuttering it right now. I think it's because I had a Red Bull and then I just took 2 shots of some vodka.
Yeah.
Kind of fucks my brain up when I'm mix and match like that.
I drank an entire amp, and at the gas station when I was buying beer about not even 15 minutes ago, I was carrying the beer to the front desk to the guy, and the front of it, I ripped it when I don't know what, I must have just overpowered it or something, and the dude scotch taped it back together for me, so now we gotta figure out how to get the goddamn beer out of it.
Well, luckily I got my new Zippo. Maybe we can just torch the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Y'all check this out. Dude, they got Dixieland Flea Market, which is in Pontiac, Michigan. And then they got the Gibraltar Trade Center, which is, I don't know what the hell that's in. But
Well, it's in Mount Clemens, and
Clemens.
there's one down river somewhere.
The one I was at was Mount Clemens. I saved my money. I just looked around Dixieland because it's supposed to be a shithole. Went to Gibraltar because it's supposed to be immaculate. Every other fucking thing was the same thing. You got your coin jewelers, you got your fucking speaker sellers for like subwoofers and shit for cars, and then you got your fucking Chinese shop where it's like, instead of Nike, it's called Air.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great, dude. The best thing about Dixieland, if you ever get the chance, when you walk in, it has the distinct scent of maple syrup, which is actually the distinct scent of people who, instead of getting a real job, sell knickknacks at a flea market. It's really fucked up.
Dude, if you go back by the food, I wouldn't recommend eating it, but god damn does it smell good.
It does. It does, but then you look at those people that are making it, and you're like, oh, God. You know, everybody says don't judge a book by its cover. I'm not. I'm judging that food by that lady's face and all the little substances on it.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
She's black with Chinese attributes.
Yeah.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah. She's a fat Tiger Woods with a vagina. All right, on the move.
No, but really though, I bought some freaking roasted almonds. They weren't bad until they got cold, and then it kind of tastes like puke.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you on that one. They're still in Nikki's car right now.
Oh.
They're in the back seat. If you ever ride in Nikki's car, just check the back seat. You got some roasted almonds in the back.
You know they'll still be there. Hey, maybe not. The little kids will eat anything.
Where do we got tea at?
Just upstairs.
Those little kids love candy. I'm telling you that.
We got Casey back for this podcast. How many podcasts have you missed in a row so far? One or two?
Two.
Actually, 3.
He's up the one over there.
You were at this.
It's Sunday and Wednesday.
Oh well, to me that's 3. That's why tonight's a 2-hour event because we had to skip Friday.
This is podcast number 7, and I know Casey's there for number 5. So
Where the fuck that guy go?
yeah, we're live. We already we played our song given to us by Blue Angel Lounge. Check them out. I'm gonna buy a record, but it's $30 plus shipping and handling for a fucking vinyl record.
That's because you record in vinyl. The process of recording onto vinyl is actually more expensive than well, you don't record right onto it. I don't think that's how it works. But the process that goes about putting it on vinyl is just ridiculously expensive. That's why everybody, it always sounds better on vinyl, which is bullshit. It doesn't. It does. Some things do.
fucking
but,
hilarious.
I was just gonna buy it for the
Watch
as a
that
novelty.
shit happen.
I just thought it'd be kind of like really awesome to have a
right to
fucking
have
vinyl
an
record.
album of a band now. You know, that'd be great. Hey, you want to shut the volume off on that?
Nope. Give me 3 minutes, it'll be over.
What's this game you're playing, Casey? This shit just came out, right? What's it called?
It came out in November.
Yeah, what's it called?
Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
You know, we got a lot of shit to cover today, dude. And we've only been rolling for 7 minutes.
Yeah, well.
Well, I bring this up because I know, I'm sure everyone else knows because he's number 10 on YouTube. He's RPG Russia. He shoots out fucking like every gun you can think of.
Alright, that was annoying.
But he's an American guy. I forget it's like Kevin May or Mike May or some shit like that. But check him out. RPG Russia. He fires off all kinds of weapons. He drives a fucking World War II tank through a White Castle drive-through.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how any of this shit's legal, but he's doing it in America. I thought he was in Russia at first. I'm like, look, these motherfuckers have more rights than us. He's got.
Well, probably what it is he probably has a lot of money that he doesn't mention because if he's got all those guns, you know, he's got a little cash stashed away.
Someone loans them to him.
So he probably
There.
bought the White Castle and
Hammer him
had the tank. You know, he acquired the tank, but he bought the White Castle, and then vroom. Guy must have. You know what it is? He hates the pickles. Because for me personally, I like a White Castle. You ever have the pickles on the White Castle though, dude? Yeah, they're not bad. Like the first 4, you're like, that's good. And then like the 5th or 6th one, if you ever get that far, man, that sixth pickle is just bitter and deathly.
What's that?
T, there's no chair right there.
Dude, do I need-
What's the. Oh, yeah, just.
What do you want us to do, Casey? You're playing fucking video games.
I just turned it off, you stupid motherfucker.
Maybe we should move this. Can we move it back?
Tyler, what's the name of that website?
What website?
The one for the.
Sorry for the
Oh,
technical
wait,
adjustments,
I'm
everybody.
not sure what the-
You gotta Google,
I know you're all sitting here wondering what's going on.
I don't know. Can we get the microphone volume turned up because I'm watching the meter at the
Oh,
bottom.
don't tell me it's off.
no E. There's no E in it.
You sure it was off?
It was on. It was just really low. See, it's really low. See, I gotta talk this
no.
loud for it to get into the mids.
But not with
Yo!
WAVS.
I know that's gonna be bad for me because you can't know what the fuck I'm saying anyway.
Why am I. Is that what I did last time, too?
No.
We're trying to do this as Sans Alcohol podcast, but
Yeah.
I realize I'm a fucking alcoholic, so
Yeah.
why even try to kill
Yeah.
myself?
Hey, they say the first step is what, admitting that you have a problem. I'm not admitting that I have a problem. I'm just admitting that I am an alcoholic. You know. So maybe one day I won't be, but I'm not gonna take the second step, as it were. You know.
You're gonna be doing that?
At one point in there, you know what gets me? The 12-step thing. I think the 12-step thing was created by like a super LSD freak, wasn't it? Wasn't that what we heard when we were there? From that kid that was, I don't know, but I was in a 12-step program listening to another guy there.
Hold on,
So
what 12-step program are you in?
I went to Alcoholics Anonymous for about 15 minutes once. I wasn't required to go. I just went.
You went because of what? You thought you were an alcoholic?
I-
Help you out? Because what
No, I gave a kid a ride and figured, fuck it, might as well.
It wasn't me, was it?
No, I gave you a ride to the breathalyzer test.
Yeah.
I never took you to AA. John tried to get me to take him to AA, but I feel like John would actually participate, and I don't want to watch that. So
Speaking of that breathalyzer test, how tripping out on acid when I went there.
Oh, yes, we were. That's a good one.
I'm gonna write a memoir about how not to act while you're on probation.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I fucking went hardcore.
I know, dude.
Don't vote on acid.
If probation was a bullet, let's say some people they get fucked on probation. No, all right. If you're ever on probation and you go to jail because you violate your probation and you say, oh, I got fucked, I was on probation, blah blah blah. Like, no, you didn't get. You fucked yourself.
Yeah.
But say probation was a bullet. Some people, probation, it gets them. Boom, you're in jail. For Damon, it was kind of like a one of those flesh wounds. Just a little scratch along the neck, like almost, motherfucker. That was a close call there.
You think you got me, don't you?
Right.
You fucking bastard.
Like on a daily basis too. So it was like, hey man, I ain't got a license. You mind if I take your car for a drive around the block? Why? I have to go for a drive, man. I have to go for a no.
You don't know what it's like not having a license, man.
Yeah,
you don't know what it's like.
Right?
You gotta drive.
Fuck, dude, I had a license, but I don't know. It's almost worse to have a license and then you get friends that don't, and then you gotta fucking drive.
Do you know what we have licenses with pictures on them? It started out with truck drivers. We got these roads, right? But then you got truck drivers who are making money off using the roads. So they're like, all right, let's make them pay a fine to use the roads, and then it progressed into people had to do that. People had to do the same thing because they said it would help maintain the roads. Which I don't know if you ever drove on the roads. They're fucked.
Yeah.
Everyone's paying, but they're still fucked. And then it progressed into fucking picture IDs.
In Michigan, we have a road tax. Like, we don't have toll booths or anything like that. You just pay taxes so that the roads get better. And I don't know if you ever get the opportunity to cross the border between Ohio and Michigan. When you get to Michigan, you'll know, because you will immediately bounce your head off the fucking ceiling, swerve 3 times, the music will be too quiet, and everything is just loud and shitty for like the next 500 to 600 miles.
I hate the speed limit in Ohio.
I
think it's 60 or 65.
65.
It's like when I'm going fucking on the highway, I'm going 90.
Right.
Now you got me going 60
Yeah,
on
right.
a fucking highway.
They're dicks about it too.
I was doing 10 over a couple minutes ago because in Michigan it's 70, but it's 80. No, ain't nobody fucking driving 70, and if you are, you're the first one dead. I guarantee it. And then so 90 was 10 over in Michigan, but then when you're in Ohio, that 90, and I mean the minute you cross that border, you're pulled over. Hey, you're doing 25 over. Bullshit. Did you see how fast those other guys were going?
Dude, me and my dad just went and picked up John from Grand Rapids like 2 nights ago.
Oh yeah.
We're going down I-94, or it might be I-96. I think it's I-94.
I think it's 96.
It's the one that's fucking you're going down the road like this the entire time.
96.
Oh, 96 for sure.
Dude,
96.
whoever paved that road, get a fucking new job, man.
You should try doing it in a fucking semi-truck.
That's what my dad said. My dad says he has to stand up and drive at the same time. Sucks.
It's right after you fucking.
Like, dude, if you're drunk driving in that road, you gotta pull
It's
over.
like
and puke.
right after you turn off 69.
You gotta pull over and puke. Right, dude, speaking of drinking and driving, dude, I think the next time I see somebody text, like, there's warnings everywhere, like, don't text and drive. $500 fine for texting and driving. Now, it is the penalty for texting, if it is your 3rd offense, you do 30 days in jail. Like, could you imagine sitting next to some cold-blooded fucking rapist? Like, what are you in for, son? Like, 159 out of 160 going down I-75. You know what I'm saying? So I was just thinking, the next time I see somebody being irresponsible and texting while they're driving, I'm going to put the window down and throw my beer at them. You know that shit?
Dude, I know texting and driving is fucking retarded, because everyone's going like 10 under and like swerving at you.
Yeah?
But that reminds me of a story. I don't know if I should get into it now, change the subject, but it might flow real good. We got in Berkshire County, that's in New York, the district attorney, Robert Kinzer III, will fight to put any minors sexting in jail or put them on long-term probation.
I actually read about this earlier today.
You read this?
I did. I read a little bit about it on...
What do you think? Like, is this guy going too far?
I'm telling you right now, dude, if a 15-year-old
Sounds like a
dude...
pissed off employee.
I don't know. Who are they sexting with?
He doesn't care. He says,
Minors amongst minors. Like, to me personally, the reason that those laws are so untouched, like when a 14-year-old kid fucks a 14-year-old girl, a lot of times that goes avoided simply because if you're the adult that gets involved, you're the creepy bastard.
Right.
Like, what is your interest in these children not fucking each other? Like you should have no interest in that subject at all, unless it, of course, is your child. If it's not your child, you should shut up. because like man, fuck 214. Like to me, it just seems kind of perverted in a way. Like I'm gonna make sure that I hear in detail the stories of young children and their sexual endeavors. Like you're gonna go before a district judge and you're gonna tell everybody in this room the exact detail.
And he's gonna want to see the evidence,
right?
So he's gonna see every fucking picture,
right? And we need to know how swollen your clitoris was when you first met that.
Is he gonna be put on probation when he sees these fucking pictures?
Yeah, well, when he looks, when that entire courtroom sees these fucking pictures, exactly. That's what I was trying to say. That's why it's perverted to me. I just said it in a way more drawn out manner. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. This guy wants to put the fucking kids on a sex offenders list for life as well.
For life?
I swear to God, that's what he says. For life. You're 15, you got a fucking girlfriend that's 15, you send her a picture of your dick, you're going to be on a sex offenders list till you die. And you're 15 years old.
You get the same thing for pissing in public.
I piss in
Yeah,
public.
no, but only for 25 years.
No, it's only 5 years?
Yeah, there are certain offenses on the sex offenders list where there's time limits on them. There's only a couple where you're on there for life. Like in Michigan, the sex offenders list it's one of the shortest in the country. And it's only because we don't have charges for a lot of shit. Like pissing in public here, typically you're not going on a sex offenders list unless you, of course, are already a repeat offender of some sort. Like if it's the third time you've been caught pissing on somebody's wall or car, like yeah, you're fucked. Unless you're pissing, unless the cop's like, hey man, scoot over, I gotta piss too. That's about your only praying to God that you catch a cop taking a piss. So,
Dude, I was at the BP right next to Outback Steakhouse on Rochester Road, and
Rochester Road.
Yeah, it's Outback Steakhouse, probably not.
I haven't been to an Outback since like Outback was created. I don't know.
Yeah, right there in the plaza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right next to Weight Watchers.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah.
Well, anyway, there's a BP. I'm gonna go buy some chewing tobacco. I'm like, I gotta take a piss too. Right in the front door says no public restrooms here. So I'm like, all right. Went in there, bought my shit. Went around back to the dumpster, started taking a piss on the dumpster, and the whole time I'm thinking, dude, what if someone sees me out here and they give me a fucking sexual? What is it when you pee in public? Just pissing in public, and you can put me on the sex offenders list. I'm like, dude, I'm behind a dumpster. Like if a cop really fucking hasses me for this,
Code
I'm gonna go
311.
loco.
Code 311. Indecent exposure is what it's called.
This guy's been there.
Kinda. I almost became a sex offender for life as a 12-year-old. Did you ever hear about that? You guys remember that?
No.
Yeah, I was hanging out with a couple kids down the street. I won't say their names for the sake of the fact.
Incident?
No, not the swimming.
It was the snowboarding.
The snowboarding incident. Me and a couple buddies had been watching a lot of Jackass. Keep in mind, I was 12 years old, and I had parents, but I never talked to them. Like, I was too busy outside, because when I was a kid, kids went outside. Not everybody was a rapist and a murderer back then. They still are.
Were, they just didn't talk about it.
Yeah, back then nobody was aware, per se. So I was the 12,
before the internet.
They went on the internet, dude. So I'm 12 years old and I'm snowboarding. Me and my buddies, doing a little Jackass type things because that was cool then. Now that I think about it, everybody on that show except for Johnny Knoxville is a fucking homo, dude. I hate Bam Margera. I don't care that Ryan Dunn is dead. I mean, it's sad, I guess. Like you don't want to die. The dude was doing 130 in a fucking race car, drunk around a bunch of S-turns. Like, dude, he probably was happier than shit when he died. He probably was going out, dude, having the time of his life.
He was right up until he realized he was about to die. I don't know if he died on impact or if he died inside the fire, but either way, that car slipped a little bit and he probably went, fuck!
Speaking of that, dude, last time around, there's a show that there is actually another Delete My Ideal 6, which most people will never see, from what I understand, right? It's gone?
No, it's on there.
Oh, it's on there with Anthony and everything?
It's 2 parts.
Oh, you edited it?
No, I just remember that there was like a glitch.
Yeah.
We were like 18 seconds. What happened? I don't know either, but there's 2 parts to it now.
Is there? So this is actually this is
there's 18 seconds of our lives that we never find.
So this is DMI number 7.
We're number 7 right now.
So for the fact that explains that viewer count there, the lowest I've seen it in a couple of weeks now, because that was possibly the worst fucking show we've ever done, right?
I watched it. I didn't.
There were parts that were great, actually. Yeah. Dude doesn't even watch his own show.
No, why the fuck?
No, there were parts of it that were great.
You watch the ones I'm in.
There were parts like we
watch
didn't have
the first one.
We didn't have any engineering going on.
I was like, God, I'm great.
I was like on one side of the
know.
room. Like Damon's like sitting front focus. I'm way back in the fucking corner where, if you can see Tia, I don't know. Tia's over on that side. There's Tia's head. Like Tia's the engineer. She's gonna make sure fucking noise waves and cool shit happen. Play the music, shit like that. Yeah, except now she's got to use an Xbox.
You do it at my house.
Well,
you don't have a keypad?
Just keep it on the
It's
list.
just I don't have tabs and
tabs.
So you can't open shit up and have it ready.
Although it is cool that you can switch
Just
the
click
internet
on that
on
one.
an
I see it
Xbox.
work.
That is pretty cool.
It's boner time.
We're gonna have to turn that up.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Anyhow,
Face got.
so I just felt like it was bad because I felt like I was so like out of my own element because I'm supposed to be talking. I'm not supposed to be sitting in the fucking back pushing buttons, fucking trying to figure out. Like you're telling me to decide what I think is funny. Nothing is funny. You know.
You were doing good.
You guys are funny. You know.
At least we could hear you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, man, he's way the fuck back there. I hope we can at least hear him talking.
Right, I had to talk louder. There's a little meter at the bottom of the screen that tells me how loud my voice is. So, like, when I do this, it turns red. But when I do this, it's like a nice, calm, yellowish green.
No matter what, for me, it's barely even moving.
But anyways, so the story
You
is...
never hear you when you're talking.
So, my story is when I was 12 years old, me and a couple buddies went snowboarding, and we were dicking around. And we were 12. I mean, the one kid was only 11, but fuck, dude. And that's where I got in trouble, believe it or not. Everybody always said that this little girl that was there, who at the time was 8 or 9 or something, however old she was, but she wasn't there with us. I didn't acquire her. Huh?
Are you talking about our cousin, too? Megan?
No, she wasn't there.
Gary's sister or something?
No, it was me and Trav and Drew, and then that stupid Alex girl showed up right as we were
Oh,
leaving.
Never mind.
So this girl that lives like 4 houses down, who is now 18 and a fucking slut, is
So if you're
Alex.
watching,
Alex, by the way.
yeah, Alex was her name. I don't know her last name. It's not important. I'm not gonna say it. So
She's from Oxford.
she's from town. So
you probably know.
I'm going down the hill, and I wasn't naked. Nobody was naked. I didn't see any dick and balls. I didn't show any dick and balls. Nothing crazy like that happened. I went down.
He was trying.
Yeah, I was trying real hard. I went down this hill wearing nothing
Loves to
but
see dick and balls.
boots. I had boots on and a fucking boxer shorts. That's all I had on. And those fucking guys took my clothes and started running off with them, man. Like, they took off, you know. Ha ha ha, it's so funny. I fucking ate snow so hard at the bottom, my dick literally froze to my leg. It was terrible. So, like, I'm walking up, and I'm like, come on, you motherfuckers. Like, I gotta run through an entire neighborhood with my boxer shorts, my snowboard, and nothing but my fucking boots on. Like, I look like a fucking... I was like... I don't know. I was out like a dick in sweatpants. Let's put it that way, dude. I was fucked.
So what happened with you getting the sex offenders list?
So I'm running down the fucking street, and I like before you know how when you come up that hill right there in Lakesview, there's no houses at first. There didn't used to be no houses there.
Yeah.
And that little girl was fucking in the woods the whole time, fucking watching. She was spying with her friend or whatever is what it was. So she told her parents or whatever. So naturally they go to these other two guys, and the other two guys are cousins. And the other two guys say that it was all my idea and all the shit we were doing was completely my fault and all this shit. I'm like, whatever. So the cops come over to my fucking house and I ain't there, and my mom answers the door. Until the cops tell my mom the story, and my mom's like, it doesn't seem to me like they were trying to fucking sexually stimulate anybody, you know? It sounded more to me like they were just being a bunch of fucking idiots, you know? My mom was right. We were just being some fucking idiots, you know? Just getting a little naked, going, you know, doing a little snowboard and fuck it.
This is pre 9/11, right?
Yeah, no. This is post 9/11. This is 2000. This is like early 02. Early 02, because I had to be in 7th. I don't know how fucking old I was,
You were
man.
in 6th grade.
No, I was old. I was in 7th. I was in 7th grade.
That would have been.
Early 02, I've been a sophomore.
So it would have been.
Oh,
it
no,
would have been.
late 2002.
It would have been late 02, almost 03. So I was almost 13. No,
You would have been in 6th grade. 'Cause I was a sophomore.
no, I was
It
fucking.
was
I
2002. I was in
10, I
8th grade.
turned
He was in
10
7th.
years old on September 11th.
It was the winter break of my 7th grade, whenever the fuck that
That's
was.
your birthday.
Because I went back to school and all the kids at school heard about it because somebody fucking named Andrew couldn't fucking shut up about it and said that I got in all kinds of trouble with the cops and that I was all weird and shit.
Old horse teeth.
Yeah,
Old
old mouth of fucking steel.
The only reason we played hockey with because he had 2 nice nets.
Yeah, literally, and he couldn't even skate. So we always made him be goalie of the team that I wasn't playing for. Like, my team wouldn't even have a goalie, and we'd beat his team, and he was the goalie, and we'd beat them like 20-3 every time. You know?
He's always real proud.
Yeah, 1st to 20. That's a 15-minute game. my empty net's not even gonna get a fucking wear mark in it. You know.
Were you with me when we played? We were playing behind Clear Lake School, and these 2 guys, like I don't know, Sean and his friend came up. From Sean Degler.
Yeah, those
They
assholes,
came up
yeah.
and we're like, yeah, we'll play you. We fucking go play these guys. I barely had the ball at all. They fucking dominated us.
Yeah, dude.
I thought I was pretty good at hockey, but these guys actually played like ice hockey.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my God.
that plus they were both. That plus.
Yeah, well, you're good for fucking like us.
The neighborhood.
yeah,
Yeah,
the neighborhood,
but-
Burlingham Street.
but we were
neighborhood
like
we were
little
down.
kids, and they were
Yeah.
like big time.
And there was only
hockey
7
players,
people.
man.
Playing.
Right.
So anyway, so the cops come to my house.
The only competition was Anthony and Nate.
The cops come to my house
Mike.
and they tell my
Oh, yeah,
mom
Michael.
that what I did is
Yeah,
technically
that's
indecent exposure and that I should be charged with a crime.
Yeah.
But
That's
if it
why
was
we couldn't
all
play
just
hockey for a while.
horseplay and we didn't know this and we didn't know that, like, yeah, I'm a
Somebody had to
12-year-old
bounce your fucking
that's
head off the
exposing
concrete.
myself to people I
Yeah.
can't see on
I
purpose.
was
Like,
in
yeah,
the fucking
that
house.
seems
I
legitimate. Like,
wasn't
nobody
playing
could
that
fucking see me, right? The whole thing was going
Every
on.
time I played, I got pushed into the fucking garage.
Like, whatever, it was just me and my 2 idiot friends.
Oh, yeah,
I went
he's
down,
talking.
it was funny,
He's having a moment.
but it sucked.
He's having a moment with the people.
So then I get back to school after the break, after, Christmas break-ins, I get back to
This is
school.
why we don't have viewers.
And fucking this,
Don't ever talking. Because then it's confusing when you're watching it later.
and then fucking John fucking fuck it, I won't say his name. This fucking asshole that I went to school with.
Don't say the last syllable. Of his last name.
He fucking comes up to me, man, and he's like, everybody's saying how you got all naked and flashed a cop and all this, and I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I did, you know.
Look at that. I can see my bum.
So I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I did. So then a little while later, I'm in a different room. This other asshole named Barry says, hey, I heard you peed on some little girl. And I'm like, yep, sounds about right.
Oh, the rumors went, huh?
Yeah, I mean, these motherfuckers were just piling up. I'm like, Jesus, earlier I was just naked, you know? and the cops were like, don't do that, you know? I didn't even get naked. You know, that was the whole thing. I went down a hill with snowboarding in my underwear. So the rumors just kept going, and then this fucking bitch, this girl, and let me talk. I know it seems like I'm bitter about junior high. I don't remember a
The
lot.
hill's like 6 feet tall.
I only remember the people that sucked. But this stupid bitch, and I won't even say her name. She was like the hot shit from 6th grade until we graduated, and then I seen her the other day at the bar. She's a fat fucking whale. So I'm like, should have hung out with the guy that fucking snowboards down hills naked and pisses on 8-year-olds, you know? Kept you skinny. Would have kept you skinny, you know? Bitch. Anyways, so that happens. So then I end up in the office at school on my first day back from break. And they're like, do you need to see, blah, blah. Basically, they wanted me to see a sexual counselor. Like, they thought I'm a chronic masturbator who pees on little girls and fucking flashes my junk at everybody.
Just over in the corner.
I'm a fucking nudist.
I don't think I need to see
right?
anybody. I got my problem with underhand here.
Give me that fucking geometry, man. Where's the... Yeah, X plus Y equals yes. Fuck off, It was a good time. So, basically, they're going to suspend me for a day because of all this, like, thinking that I went around making all this shit up. And I'm like, fuck you, man. People are saying shit every hallway I'm in. You should suspend all of them. So they're like, I want a list of everybody and everything that they've said to you today. So I do that. And you know what? If anything was worse than getting suspended because of something I did over the fucking Christmas break and the whole school was making shit up about it, it's being the guy that got 14 people suspended the first day after break. Like, literally. I gave them the list and the shit all the people were saying and everything, and, like, that was it. All those people got suspended. It was great.
You're a dick.
For 2 days. So 2 days.
You're going to be a sexual predator, but instead you got people
Yeah.
suspended for talking shit about you.
Yeah, everybody thought I was just some fucking 12-year-old sex fiend pissing on little girls and fucking, you know what, the only disgusting thing I did that entire time, whenever I hung out at that place where we were boarding, one time my 6th grade health teacher, she had 2 dogs and she lived kind of off in the distance, and they would always come over there, and this guy personally fed the dog a piece of his own shit. And that bitch was never nice.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
It was awesome. That's
Dude,
the
2
girl.
dogs, 2 turds
But
on
no.
a stick. They both ate it. And then I pissed on the snow,
Yeah.
and they came up and licked the snow.
I remember that, yeah.
She comes into Goodwill.
Oh,
I'm still laughing.
We didn't mention her name, did we?
No, I just said she was alright, I guess. I didn't
just
mind
know.
her.
I
asked her-
missed everything. I wasn't even listening halfway
I was like,
through
aren't
Tyler's
you
shit.
Miss So-and-so? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, well, I remember you. I was just
And
like,
your dog.
Let's not say her name.
Poop. Yeah, let's not do
Oh.
that.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah, I don't
probably...
know her name.
Anyways, so that happened. So the 7th grade was pretty rough after that, like the rest of the school year, because
Yeah, 'cause I'm
everybody
sure
just
she's gonna
thought
hunt
that
it
I
down
was
for
like
her
this
to scream
sexual
shit to
fiend,
her
and
dog.
everybody got suspended, so nobody wanted to be friends with me anymore. Because like when I got suspended, I just had a couple days off. Like when these kids got suspended, their parents were like, "I'm really concerned about your future, young man." Whereas
Dude, when I was
whereas
in
if
that
somebody had
lady's
said that
class-
to me, everything would have been great, you know?
I was in that lady's class, the one whose dog I fucking fed shit to.
Yeah. Dude.
And we had to team up with partners and like read a book. I teamed up with the hottest girl in the class, and I can barely even like read. And I'm like trying to read out loud, and I'm like fucking like sweating bullets. I'm like, dude, you're so hot, and I'm obviously a fucking moron. I was so embarrassed.
Yeah.
But she was always like giggling. She's like, I'll just read. I'm like, thank you very much.
I remember they put me with this girl back then. Oh, never mind. It must have rounded itself off. Anyways,
It came in and it came out.
oh yeah.
What?
I think
Sorry, I'm having to get teamed up with a kid who couldn't read.
Like the problem is that we're not paying.
when
for
I
this,
went to
so you just fucks us.
broadcasting school, I was teamed up with a Detroit scholarship student, otherwise known as an illiterate young black girl. And
You mean a person from Detroit?
yeah, that's what I said the first. That's how I made it.
Pontiac or Detroit?
Detroit. She was a scholarship student from Southwest D.
That's where
SWD.
ICP's from.
Everybody singing that Southwest song.
Yeah, but
What you talking about?
actually they're from Royal Oak.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they are.
They just hung out in Southwest.
Yeah.
How do you think they had the money to promote themselves into a record company?
Southwest Oakland County, maybe. Or no, that's more like South. That's just like.
I guess
south,
that guy's
yeah.
brother lives in Oxford Woods. Joe Bruce.
Yeah.
This is what John told me. John said he went there one time and it was supposedly Joe Bruce's brother's house, and actually Joe Bruce showed up without the makeup, obviously.
Yeah. No, he just walks around like that all the time.
Can you imagine?
That's my problem, with the exception of Kiss, because Kiss took their makeup off and everybody hated them anyway, so it didn't matter. But
How bad do you really hate Kiss? Like Scott loves and worships them.
So that's why he hates him.
I don't hate Kiss.
I hate Kiss especially for that reason.
Yeah, but like I hated Kiss way before that. Like I liked Kiss when I was a little kid. Every little kid,
I
like
like the
yo,
movie Detroit Rock
Detroit,
City.
Yeah,
Rock
it's
City.
shit.
Detroit Rock City is a good movie.
Yeah,
Dude, I watched that movie.
and Kiss has good songs, but they're not the ones that you hear on the radio. Like Cold Gin is a really good song by Kiss, and you'll never hear that on the fucking radio ever. You'll
I hate
probably
the
hear it
arrogance
tomorrow.
of Gene Simmons.
Yeah,
way
he's just
too-
arrogant, dude.
I don't know if it's Strider or Striker, but I like that song.
Yeah,
Strutter.
Strutter. I
That's a
always
good
say
jam.
that too. I always
Yeah,
look
Strutter's. Yeah, so they got
Can
some
you
good
play that, or
jams.
will Gene Simmons definitely sue the fuck out
Fuck
of us?
that, dude. If anybody's watching, it's somebody that wants to fuck us with Gene Simmons' dick. And it's not him.
He's Jewish. How bad can it be?
It's not him. He lets him borrow it for the week.
Go ahead and play it, see, because that's a really good song.
B.
Don't play it. Fuck
It'd
that.
be. We're not monetizing this, so Gene Simmons, you
Oh,
can
I
eat my
do
balls.
YouTube.
You hate
Uh,
Gene Simmons, you can
B.
eat these family jewels. You
Yeah.
fucking freak.
That's probably it right there. I think I liked Kiss until my
Like
brother.
that
I lived
there.
with my brother, and he
Yeah,
watches that
yeah,
show
that's really-
fucking
that's really
religiously, dude. Like he's actually
it's
concerned
gotta
with
keep
what
that
the
with
what's the
There you go.
daughter's
Look at
name?
that.
I never watched it.
Exactly. Like he's actually concerned with how things are going.
We're
For
talking about Brock or Trent?
Trent, no, Brock watches it, Brock. And he's actually legitimately concerned about what Gene Simmons' kids are doing with their life. I'm like, I'll give you one good guess what they're doing. They have millions of dollars and a television show. They're making a shitload of money and they don't even care about you at all.
They're probably paying somebody for ideas. Like,
Right?
what should we do? Like the fucking Osbournes. Like,
They fucking, yeah, dude. And then you got the Kardashians and shit, keeping up with the Kardashians.
only girls watch that, and girls are fucking stupid.
Dude, what gets me is
I
how,
tried to watch that show
like,
and it is
let me ask you something. You're watching shows starring billionaires, and you're actually concerned about what emotional indifference they're having? Yeah. Like, what the fuck is that, dude? Like, who cares what they think? Yeah, she's so sad, but when she goes off the camera, she goes into the room that is where everything in it is made out of $1 bills. And when she gets tired of that room, she goes to the bathroom, and everything in there is made out of $100 bills.
Oh no,
And
there's
she shits all over them.
just
because
like
it's funny.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Like,
there's
what's
one
paper
about,
money?
About Clint Eastwood's family. Like he just kind of like comes in every once in a while. He's just like, I'm old, and then
You know
walks away.
Clint Eastwood is friends with the Kardashians.
No, his wife has a show with her daughters, and I don't know what the fuck it's called. It's like Eastwood and Company, I think it was. And it's just every once in a while, like it's always about the girls, and then every once in a while you see his old ass stand there. He's like,
You know what? Clint Eastwood's a
go.
legend, but if
Yeah,
you ever
he goes on to
watch
play
that movie
golf all
Gran
day.
Torino,
What's the name of that,
it's
the
fucking,
Kardashians
I don't know. It's funny, I guess.
Bruce
Jenner.
Jenner. This guy just comes in and out of the show.
Oh, Bruce
well,
Jenner.
that's it's like the same fucking thing then.
He's totally the creepiest guy I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Like my mom was watching the Eastwood thing, and I was like, Clint Eastwood. I'm like,
He looks like a
I gotta watch this shit because it's fucking Clint Eastwood. I was sitting there watching, I'm like, this is fucking horrible. I'm like, why would he sign off on this? I'm like, oh, because he doesn't give a fuck because he's 90 years old.
Bruce
He's gonna
Jenner?
die soon.
Looks like one of the puppets from TMNT.
Yeah, he does look like it's Bruce
the main
Jenner.
one, like the actor.
Bruce Jenner is crazy.
He's got like those eyebrows plucked and the fucking like
His
bow
hair
ties.
is just like.
So he looks like he's always surprised.
Isn't he Olympic gold medalist?
Yeah.
He's actually like, he wishes he would have never done that. I mean, obviously, but he was on Howard Stern. and
Because
he was
now
like,
he's got to deal with these crazy bitches.
Kim Kardashian and the Shrek bitch. I don't know her name.
No, dude, she looks like the Incredible
Shrek
Hulk.
The
bitch.
Shrek one.
She looks like the Incredible Hulk.
Either way, it's Kim and then the nasty
Oh
one.
man, that Craig
I
Ferguson.
think she
show.
hosts American Idol, right?
I don't know.
What's her name? What's the fucking Courtney
Chloe.
or Chloe? Oh,
Chloe's the one that looks like.
Is that the one that married the basketball player?
Yeah.
And like every day he
Chloe
probably wakes up and
Lamar.
goes, "Fuck, it's the wrong one."
she seriously looks like
Speak-
Shrek.
I think
Speaking of
she's
American
prettier than the
Idol,
other ones.
We hired this kid at work. He's 17, right? So he's like up on the times as far as what people watch on TV. Cause I don't even have cable anymore. I do, but I don't use it. So, but like he was telling me how Mariah Carey is on American Idol,
Lamar.
and he's like, dude, she's like the hottest
Mariah.
90-year-old I've ever seen. And I'm like, right, bitch.
He's probably thinking it's still
You know,
like
so
college.
I might
and
turn
you
it on
go
just to
bang
get a
her
good look at her. It's
And
like a
it's not
regular
working out
basis
for
of
him.
viewing the Mariah
Probably
Carey.
do whatever they want.
You know, because like Mariah Carey was like, I don't know, she's got to be pushing 80. You know,
I know she's been around since like the late '80s. Am I
right?
right?
She's looking fucking good, dude. Virgin Records.
I'll look it up. Hold on a second. I got Google on my phone. I'm
Didn't
fucking-
Eminem fuck her? I think he wrote a song about it
Mariah
too, right?
Carey.
Yeah, that's she's in.
What are you, Mariah? Fly through twice.
Yeah.
Superman.
She's supposed to be
Yeah.
a fucking nymphomaniac too.
I hope so. Jesus.
Yeah, like she's always running around naked, waiting.
Round the outside, round the outside, round the outside.
I forgot. It sucked anyway.
I can't
Tried to
spell
turn
this
the
shit.
volume.
Casey, are your speakers completely blown
No,
the fuck out?
I turned the volume down.
Turn the volume down. Blown out like your face.
Blown out like your ass.
She is 42. Mariah Carey's 42.
She's 42 years young.
Born in 70.
I watched fucking George Carlin talk about how he like pussified every word. Like you're no longer getting old, you're growing young or getting.
Man,
I don't know.
I hate when famous people have quotes now, but
I like Norm Macdonald's thing. It's like, remember you just used to get old and die? You should die. Now you have to lose a battle. Oh, he lost his battle with cancer.
Right.
Or yeah, he lost his battle with his heart disease. Like,
that's good shit.
that's horrible. Like, I liked it before when you just died. You're like, oh, he just got old and he died.
Norm Macdonald said
Now
that?
I have to fucking, the last thing I do is lose.
Are you trying to tell me he
What?
stole George Carlin's bit?
Oh, maybe.
That sounds just like the George Carlin.
He's like, I just don't want...
George Carlin was actually afraid to die. Like that was his big thing. He was terrified of it. He didn't want to die.
Well, yeah.
That was his thing. He was absolutely like that was his phobia. Like, you don't like spiders? Fuck it. The spider probably won't kill you. You don't want to die? Sorry, dude.
Everything's
You have to.
gonna
You know?
I think George Carlin, he has the best comedy act of.
That's
any
probably
of that
because
thing.
he's
I love him.
been in so much anti-religion shit. He's probably like, man, if I am fucking wrong...
I thought the funniest
That's
thing.
probably what it is.
He just thinks logically about stuff.
When I was a
That's
kid,
why
I remember
But
his,
that's probably why he had phobia about dying. He's probably like, St. Peter's gonna fuck me in the ass before he kicks me down that elevator shaft.
It's like if there was a stand-up comedy thing for college, like if there was a professor for that, it'd be fucking George Carlin because
Yeah.
he's just like way too smart. You know?
He was just good at him and Richard Pryor. They were the best ever. Period.
I've only seen a few things of Richard Pryor.
The Richard Pryor was funny though.
The things I've seen, it's he could come out today with the same fucking act.
I don't think he would though, because I think honestly, like, I don't know. I feel like he wouldn't. He was appreciated for his culture and who he was, and like he was like he was a really like as a black man at that time, he was probably more influential than like
I think
the
I'm
majority of influential black people. Like, think about the effect Richard Pryor had on people and how much greater that was than the effect Rosa Parks had on people. You know, make that comparison. You know, so like I just don't feel like he would be appreciated in this time. I feel like people would be like, look at that, dude. People would think that was ignorant now, but when it happened, it was genius. You know,
Chris
so
Rock could come back.
Chris Rock's
Chris
funny.
Rock
If he was never around in the '90s and he was out now with his same material, it would be relevant.
Chris Rock. I will never strike a woman, but I will straight up choke a bitch one day. I swear to God.
I
I don't like Chris Rock because he just keeps yelling. Like, it's fine like once in a while. Like Lewis Black does a lot of yelling, but then he talks normal for a while.
I hate
Chris
Louis
Rock
Black. I
is
like
always
Louis Black.
talking like this for no fucking apparent reason. He's like, I had ice cream today and it was great. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
He's black.
I don't care. So there's a lot of black people that talk normal.
Dude, my favorite joke is like, we don't need gun control, we need bullet control.
Yeah.
It's like, make a bullet cost $5,000, and he'll be like, man, I would post a cap in your ass if I can afford it. I'm gonna put this shit on layaway, in a couple months, I'm gonna kill your ass.
That's great shit. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, see, Chris Rock, but I hate Lewis Black, though. In fact, I hope Lewis Black sees me say that, because whenever somebody talks bad about that guy, he puts an hour show together and talks bad about them. He's a glorified Bill Maher with
Sounds
less
like
education.
Penn and Teller.
You know, and
Lewis
like,
Black's still funny though.
no, he's not, dude.
Fuck you, he's funny.
Lewis Black was funny before he was the fucking main spokesperson for the Democratic National Convention.
He was cool on the Daily Show, but I didn't know he was a
Back
real
in
comedian.
Yeah, yeah.
No, watch his stand. Like the shit about the
Honestly-
candy corn is hilarious.
What's the
Honestly-
show that came out after that? He had a show on there.
Before
Oh, he had his own show.
That sucked.
The root of all evil. Yeah, that was terrible. Even he probably agrees with that. He's like,
Before
yeah,
we
that's a
did
horrible
this-
decision.
Before Delete My Ideals was the real deal, I got all of my news from Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert because they were talking about relevant shit. Whereas, like, Fox News is on a carrot farmer, which, why the fuck are you a carrot farmer?
People make carrots, man.
Right? Yeah, well, why the fuck? Okay, a carrot farmer did this. That means he likes Obama. We should burn down his farm and eminent domain. And then you got the other guy that's
What?
like, well, we can't really do that. It's like, why are they talking about this? Isn't there somebody dying? Isn't something blowing up out there? Isn't there a fucking plane getting
I
crashed?
got news for you, pal. You ain't leading but two things right now. Jack and shit. And Jack left town.
Oh,
We spent $100, let's just say $1 trillion on war. The world did $1 trillion on war, and it would only cost $153 billion to make sure the world was like fed.
yeah.
So like a 25% at most of the money spent on killing people could feed people, and like everyone would be fed.
Yeah, but you know what, though, at the same time, there's a lot of people that live in places and like, well, they don't have any way to get out. And I'm sitting there like, man, at some point, a bunch of white people built some wooden ships and came to the United States. You know, like, you're in the middle of a fucking desert, dude. Sam Kinison was right. You're hungry? I shouldn't have to donate food. You should come get it from me. Like, come on, build your boat. Shit. Or do we need to... See, we'd build one for you, but the last time we did that, it ended up being 200 years of fucking chaos. Civil wars, freedom, you know, the Civil Rights Act. It's always something civil with all of this shit. But, like if you're in the middle of a desert and I come and
Most
get
of
you...
our civil things are never actually that
Yeah,
civil. to
everything's
begin with.
civil with this country is the most fucking erroneous fucking attack on humanity that I've
Civil
ever heard.
war. I mean, just saying that in general.
Right.
Civil and war.
Right.
Then you got the civil rights
That's
movement.
right. Like the peace war.
I'm
You
just
ever hear that
I'm gonna
shit?
stick a fucking German Shepherd in a fire hose on
I don't
here.
think we need civil rights because we got every fucking person born is born equal.
Yeah, right.
Well,
So why is there
it
civil
wasn't quite the same thing when they were doing the civil rights movement, dude.
Because blacks weren't even considered
Yeah,
humans.
because they'd use fucking different schools, drinking fountains, shitters.
Dude.
Why do they care?
And now they're able to do all of those things, and there's only like 3 black kids in every white
last
school.
time you used a
That's
public
not
drinking fountain in the
integrated.
first place.
That's just like, oh, there's 3 black kids here.
Unless
Like,
you're
that's
Oxford
not-
and they got open schools and they get money for bringing those fucking bastards up in there.
They better
Yeah,
shut
that's
that
not
out,
even-
too,
that's-
'cause
that's
the
not
kids
even-
are fucking crazy.
That's not even just black people, dude. The white people in Pontiac are fucking crazy too. Remember we used to do those jobs on fucking Stanley Street? Remember that one time? Remember the Mexican guy that had to translate for the other
Show's gonna
Mexican
get
guy?
shut down real quick with all this fucking racism floating around here.
That's what our show is.
Racist hour.
We're not really being. We're not really.
Racist hour.
We're
with
not
Damon
really
and
being.
Tyler.
I'm not being racist. I'm just saying. You got a bunch of people sitting in the middle of Africa that are starving and don't take showers. All right. The last time,
I'm trying to get
and
advertisements.
I'm saying they need to
Yo,
go.
what the fuck?
They need to go to where they see nothing but water. And what they need to do is find anything they can to make a floating object out of and bring it here. And the reason I say
We're
that
good
is
right
because,
now. Black people don't have
I mean,
that.
why aren't we donating to the African Shipbuilding Fund? You know, like, because and I answer, because if we have a boat and we build it and take it there to bring African people here or any other desolate
Yeah, we
place.
tried that once. If we fool me once, shame on you.
Yeah,
fool me twice.
Fool me
alright?
once.
You should another fucking boat over there.
Yeah.
Should I quote George Bush?
And don't try a Carnival cruise. They'll probably deny that
Yeah,
shit
don't
too.
try Carnival. Don't call Carnival Cruise. You know?
Yeah.
Last thing we need is you die
Although
on the
they
way
could probably
here. Then
use
you die. I try to save you, put you on a boat, try to bring you
Here's
here.
what I don't
you
get about
die,
the whole fucking
I live,
thing
and then
there.
I'm the
That whole
asshole.
Carnival cruise shit.
Just because you can't
Coast
swim.
Guard said they couldn't
Shit.
send anybody out to get them because it was too risky. However, if a motherfucker jumped overboard and went into the water, they'd probably send someone out to come get his ass.
See?
So why the fuck did you stay in the boat?
Well, my other problem I have, and everybody else wants
Just leave.
everybody else wants to save people. Like, we go to Haiti and save people. We go to Venezuela where they don't really need saving. They have Citgo. And, you know, like, what the...
Well,
so
hold
like,
on.
they're saving enough. They're only
No,
paying
no,
9
what?
cents a gallon.
Go back.
Cocksuckers.
Carnival cruise
Hang on,
was
man.
stranded in the fucking ocean for over a week, to the point where the power's out. You know, the septic tanks are flooded, and every time they fucking rock, shit spills over. They're shitting in fucking hefty fucking bags. Like,
Why didn't they shut the side of the boat?
Right.
right, exactly. Or jump off the boat.
Time out. There's a
Don't
bar.
go on a fucking cruise if you can't fucking swim.
Time out. There's a
It's
bar.
2013. You should have all seen fucking
Did they
Titanic.
not have lifeboats?
Fuck, dude.
Who the fuck? Exactly.
It's going 1 mile an hour. I'm pretty sure we can all row like at least 4.
I'm sorry. Shut up.
Or, and you know,
There's
somebody
a
has got a little
fucking
kid that's got
bar
fucking
on the
wings or
boat.
something. You can jump into the water. You're gonna be okay.
Hang on now. When the power goes out at my house, I know that there are only 2 things left to do.
Oh, because black people
Get
can't
and
swim.
drunk. All right.
No, I just wanted to-
The only 2 things I've ever
Okay.
done during a power outage since I started drinking beer: get and drunk, dude. That's it.
That's one thing.
And no, that's
you
2.
gotta get.
Yeah, you gotta get, and then you gotta drunk. All right, and that's it. And that's my 2-step plan for success during a power outage: get drunk, and then fucking
What happens if it's like a month?
So if I'm on a boat in the middle of the ocean and the weather is beautiful and there's nothing to do and there's a bar and the power goes out, I think I'll stop by the bar and probably just stay there. You know, I mean I might have so much fun during that power outage. I might just want to leave the power off. Fuck it, don't turn the power back on. I'm just starting to get to know this girl. She can't see my face yet. Come on.
Goddamn, I just brought that wood stove burner out there. What the fuck?
Right.
There's an investment.
The
going.
Carnival Cruise. So there's a topic that we covered, even though I didn't really want to, because I don't give a shit. Because I was gonna say that, and I didn't think it would be good for anybody. But like, I realized, fuck
Casey
that.
knew a lot about it.
I was hoping we were going back to black people.
Oh yeah, I was gonna do that too. People really give a shit about like the people in Haiti and the people in Central America and all these impoverished places. Let me ask you something. You know that guy with the beard and he walks around, he's got that whole camera crew? He that fat fucker?
Maharishi.
He don't look like he's fucking starving, dude. How come all those people don't take some food with them? And just, the other thing is you can't just fucking hand a fucking famished fucking child a fucking sandwich because his stomach will explode. Like you got to feed him like a tiny little spoonful a day until you can increase that and then increase that and then
Can't give him yogurt. It needs to stay cold.
yeah. And you can't have anything that you want to keep cold because God knows the fuck. Literally the sun goes down and then they're like, why is it underneath me now?
You know, we were sending those fuckers like peanut butter, and they were just like squeezing it out on the ground because they didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Right? Dude, that's protein, asshole.
Racist. But I watch Oprah Winfrey every day.
Dude, I can't stand.
But like people care about all that, but like did you know in Eastern Russia there are literally more people in Eastern Russia with no electricity, no running water, nothing. And there are more people there than the rest of the world pretty much almost. Like all those other
Yeah.
places almost fucking combined, dude. And I'm telling you, people in India do not have it bad. Alright, so oh, well, they're the Russians. We don't need to feed the Russians. I'm like, well, they don't even feed each other. They have a better substitute. Potato vodka. There, see? No power, more booze. So why don't, instead of all this donate money for food, come to Haiti? You know, invest in whatever the fuck. Why don't we just get a bunch of cases of fucking beer and fucking just ship that shit over there? Fuck, I don't know. If I've been naked my entire life and I'm sweating and I can't eat, I want a beer.
I say we email them the
Fuck,
Constitution and
I
say,
do that-
run your government like this.
Yeah, right. Like on a Tuesday afternoon, if it's Tuesday at 2:00, I am not wearing pants. It's July. It's just hot as shit. I mean, I have the option to drink some water and all that, but like I'd much rather have a beer. So why do they want water? Why don't they want beer?
Beer dehydrates you. But I know what you're saying.
The thing is now we are for sure talking about somebody who's not watching, but we are more than likely talking to somebody that gives a shit and is probably going to be really mad at it.
Oh man, we got 2 posts.
Yeah, somebody's going to be overly
never mind.
offended by what I'm saying right now, and it's just going to make me fucking irritated. Got it.
Tom,
Who's home?
Dad might be watching.
So I'm just saying that. I thought that shit was cool, though. Like, to hear that shit, though. But I'm just saying, though. I don't know. I guess the thing... Maybe I went a little overboard. Well, I didn't go overboard because... whatever.
Hey, you want to know what's going overboard?
Casey, do you feel like we went overboard with that?
Just a little bit.
Dude, all I said was it wouldn't be civil. It would not be civil to make a boat to bring people to the United States. The last time we did it, shit got unreal. Alright?
Should I tell you about something that's totally
If you
overboard?
take 1 extra minute, I have my 2 friends. They take your testicles and remove them through your anus.
What movie is that from?
Oh,
It
that's fucking awesome.
almost fit in.
Well, I got a bit of news here. We got a Royal Canadian Mounted Police officer and a 34-year-old woman are being held in Ottawa on child abuse charges. Just like the Pope, right? Police told CBS News A child was chained in the basement. Sources said it was the worst case of abuse police have ever seen.
Well, it is Canada.
The police officer and the 34-year-old woman are being held on 3 counts of aggravated assault, 3 counts of assault with a weapon, which means they're beating them with tools and shit, 1 count of sexual assault, 1 count of failing to provide the necessities of life,
What?
and 1 count of forcible confinement.
Wait, is that a charge?
The necessity, yeah, that's what I thought. Like, but I'm assuming they're parents. That's why.
It's a lot of
That's nuts. But what else you got on there?
There's a, I can't tell you their names because there's a court order ban on it, and the man also worked for the counterterrorism unit, which means it's domestic terrorism, which means they hire people that are obvious psychopaths, right?
Yeah.
They want
It
people.
gives about 20 minutes before our first ass raping.
It's like we're sitting here, we talk bad about the government. They send in counter-terrorist units to deal with us.
Yeah,
and who
dude.
are these people? Psychopaths that chain
Right.
their children in the basement.
The counterterrorism unit, and you've got a child locked in your basement, and you're a fucking mount me.
Which is why I think they're not gonna mention their names because they want to promote this guy in the end, dude. They're gonna get his ass off the fucking deal and then promote him.
That's fucked up.
That's why I think they're not gonna release his name.
Because when it's all over, they're gonna make him like head of fucking counterterrorism.
Exactly.
Always somebody crazy is in charge. There's always some crazy bastard in charge.
And it's just like with the Vatican, dude. You know why that guy is seeking immunity? One, it's because he said no one can use condoms and people are dying in Africa of AIDS because the Pope won't let them use condoms. But also it's because he was head of the Vatican's congregation for the doctrine of faith, which they superseded like all those sexual assault charges that happened, like that went big in the early 2000s.
That's because where they are, they're in the Vatican. And in the Vatican, the church is both the law and the church, so because they're the Vatican.
Right. Well, this guy, Pope Benedict, was in charge of that shit, and all the bastards in America, he fucking sent them either somewhere else or he sent them to the Vatican to hide them.
You guys just ever have one of those days where your asshole won't stop vomiting? Terrible.
Yeah, Casey, is that a gun?
Yeah.
Is it a real gun?
Is it loaded? Okay.
No, it's not fucking loaded.
Good.
That's pretty cool.
I'm not holding this right now.
Why are you not allowed to hold
I don't think so.
a gun?
You convicted felon?
That's not a real gun, right?
It is a real
It's a toy gun. It's a toy gun, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I'm not in a house with guns. I'm a felon, Casey, goddammit.
At least you're not a wanted felon. At least you're convicted and not wanted.
I don't know how that works, because I read something where either 3 years you can have your gun, but depending on what kind of felon you are, it's 5 years. And I think right now I can have a gun in Michigan.
Well, if you're a felon based on something to do with guns, you can never own a gun again, I'm pretty sure.
Exactly. Like Kyle, our friend Kyle.
Yeah.
Is he allowed to ever have guns? Because he was selling illegal guns, wasn't he?
Had guns.
What was
I
the
don't know
deal
if I
with
should
it?
exploit this information.
No, I don't think he legally owns those 22s. But
Let's talk about the story in terms of it.
dude,
with
it's
somebody else.
basically a BB gun that hurts worse. I mean, I guess you could get killed with it, but
What?
22, it's
Those
basically
are
just a
outfit
really, really
Kyle's
awesome
badass,
BB gun, isn't it?
but
Like,
22?
yeah. Could you kill somebody with a 22? You think?
You can blow up a fucking
You can
raccoon
kill
skull
anybody
for
with
22.
anything.
Yeah, but
Kill
a
someone
raccoon-
with
Raccoon skull's a lot fucking different than
A raccoon skull. That's
It
a,
depends on how
a
far away
raccoon
you are.
skull is like that
Are you
tin
saying
can
you can shut
versus
the
that
raccoons?
styrofoam cup.
I missed the beginning of this conversation.
No, we're talking about.
22 is gonna go through both of them.
I don't know. Could I get killed?
Dude,
like if you got me in
Yes.
the right spot. It
No,
would
no.
kill me.
If from right here, if I shot you with a 22 in the forehead, it's going through. However, it's not coming out the other side. It's just gonna go ding, 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 ding,
The
ding.
one
ding.
night Kyle and Kobe killed the raccoon with the fucking bow and arrow.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
that's why they got their raccoons.
Dude, the
They
most
killed the mom,
accurate
and then adopted the baby.
archer in the world has no arms.
Like, we gotta get rid of
Really?
this fucking
I swear to
raccoon.
God.
Better take it.
I was hoping we'd had a better thing so I could show you a picture. But seriously,
Of what?
I got his name.
What is it?
Matt Stutzman holds the record for longest accurate archery shot, but he has no arms.
Whoa!
Swear to God.
That's wild.
He's got this brace thing on his fucking arm, or his nub, and he fucking pushes the...
On his nub.
Yeah. He pushes the fucking thing that flexes, and then he shoots it. He's
I
more
live
accurate
right-
than anybody.
Sorry, I live right next door to the fucking armless guy from Larry.
Didn't Fred Dare kill?
Shit.
Fred Bear. Didn't he kill an elephant with a longbow or something?
He killed an elephant with a,
What's his name?
yeah. Or,
I don't know his name. I don't like him.
a recurve.
No, not that guy. The armless guy that has the bow and arrow thing.
Oh, yeah, let's get his picture, because it's awesome. Matt Stutzman. STUTZ man.
Here's an interesting little thing I know. One of my dad's friends is talking about this guy he knows that owns this big ass ranch in some swamp.
What is it, dude?
Sit down.
And he rides his 4-wheeler. Man's got one arm, no legs. A couple weeks later, I'm watching. Can't remember what the hell I was watching.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna show a picture of this guy.
You
Keep
know what's a
talking.
good show is Duck Dynasty.
Anyway, I was watching this TV show.
I like
It was like the
calling
news.
them
I was
out
like, oh, this
Not me.
one arm, no legged man.
Holy shit, they're really too bright. Keep talking, Casey. I'm trying to show the picture.
One arm, no legged man.
Hey, man.
Beat the shit and killed his wife.
Oh my god.
And it shows a picture, and it's this guy with no legs and one arm sitting on a fucking 4-wheeler with a shotgun. I'm like, there's no fucking way that's the same guy that is.
Do you
My
know?
dad's friend is
Do
talking
you know
about.
what the winter triathlon is?
Yeah, it's where you like shoot guns while you're going down
Yeah, you
ski hills.
No, you don't even go down hills. It's cross country skiing.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Which is the worst thing ever. Cross country skiing is the worst. It's flat plane.
You're just
And
like walking.
You're
with
just
your
walking
arms.
with skis in your arms, man, and they got to do it. It's like fucking like 18 miles they go, dude. And 3 times they stop and they have to fire 5 shots at a target 100 yards away.
The Nazis started, or the Swedes started that, so they could fight the Nazis.
Yeah, and because that's where they learned how to do it. They literally fought a war with skis. They literally skied out of a war zone. And I'm like, wow, man, that's some Lazenby shit.
Pretty sure that's the opening to a James Bond movie too.
Yeah, that is. It's actually Her Majesty's Secret Service, I believe. And George Lazenby played the only time he played Bond, and he wasn't supposed to, but he could ski, and they wanted Bond to do all of his own stunts. So he did all of his own skiing, and if you watch that movie, it's such a piece of shit. They film it during the day and put a blue cap over the camera to make it look like night. Fucking,
We're going about the fucking.
you can watch it in black and white and still know that they
Dude,
fucked that up.
that winter triathlon you were telling me about, the reason I know about that is
I think
because
maybe it's the biathlon. I don't know, whichever one. It is.
Triathlon.
I got stopped in Meyer by a gym teacher in Lake Orion, and he just stopped me because I looked like I was all fit, and I think he was like a pedophile.
Hello?
Yeah.
I think he was a
Because
pedophile.
it was like I'm during like seal coat season, so I look kind of strong and shit. Stops and talks to me for like a half hour.
He looked tan, is what
Gage
he's trying to
would
say.
save my day. Anyway, I'm sitting there talking for about a half hour, and he's talking about how he loves when like a sociopath, like a student sociopath, like steps up to him so he can put him in an arm bar and like fucking like put him in like knock him out and shit, like tell me all about it. Dude, for a half hour, this guy's like looking at my fucking my bulge and shit. I'm like, oh my god, this guy's a freak, dude. He's about to like strangle me and shit, dude. But that's what he's telling me about. He does that in the wintertime to train because he wants to kill things.
Yeah.
I told him that, I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm like, 9/11 was an inside job. I kept fucking telling him all kinds of things to get him to like not want to talk to me. But holy fuck, dude, he was the biggest creep I've ever in my life. He's a gym teacher at Lake Orion, and he waits for moments to hurt kids.
Oh, yeah.
A gym teacher in Lake Orion. He wears glasses and he's got like a blockhead. I don't remember his name. But if you fucking watch this from Lake Orion and you're a parent, dude, keep in mind this motherfucker that is a blockhead that wears glasses is looking for a reason to harm your child.
It's a blockhead.
A blockhead.
Yeah.
A squared head, like a fucking.
Like
He likes to lift weights and shit.
Like his brain is uneven because it's.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger type.
Where he bench presses with his forehead.
You know, fucking.
I was picturing fucking like the blockhead from Gumby. I'm like,
You never heard the
that
term
can't be right.
blockhead?
I have, but
Blockhead.
like, I've never heard of it as like a descriptive term.
I was like
Other
calling
than
people.
Gumby.
I was like, I like Eddie. I like
I
Eddie.
was like,
Hey,
here, you
take it
fucking
easy.
blockhead.
Take it easy, meatball. I was like when he calls people meatball. I was like that. Hey, all right, yeah, listen here, you fucking meatball. Why? Not a meathead, not a rubber or anything like that. Hey, meatball, dude, I love that. I think that's the funniest fucking because it's not like, hey, what's going on, you fucking poo pushers, you know, which is not unoriginal, and I do enjoy the word poo pusher. It's fucking hilarious.
I like twat waffle and thundercut.
Twat
Those are like my
waffle?
favorite words.
Twat waffle was always a good one. I don't know. I forgot.
Oh, Ed's one of those guys where he hears someone else say something funny, so he coins it as his own. He keeps saying it over and over again until everyone
So is-
will link it with him instead.
I was hanging out with Jeff.
He does that.
Hardcore.
I wonder where he heard the term meatball. Eddie, where'd you hear the term meatball? Send me an email. Give me a call. Let me know. Dude, I know you're going to watch, so... I don't know. Is it just something people did in the 80s or something? Because that's fucking hilarious. Like, yeah, take it easy there, you fucking meatball. I like that, dude. That's fucking
It's like the term I
always
got.
liked it.
It's like, I can do anything in the world but make a nigger baby. But I can do half of that.
Yeah, I heard that from John originally, and then, like, later on in life, I heard it from somebody else.
John probably got it from me, man.
I don't know.
Because I never fucking heard it until I heard this one guy say
Yeah,
it.
I can do anything in the world but make a nigger baby, and I can do half of that.
That dude, when he told me that, I felt so cocky. I'm like,
Dude, you know
I can
how
say
many...
that and be cocky. That's awesome.
That's probably the most racist thing we've ever said.
No, how awesome are you if you can do anything in the world but make a nigger baby?
Yeah, right.
Well, you can do half of that.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's fun.
Hey, let's go over a list of band names that are not allowed to be talked about on the air.
Oh my
You
god.
comment on these. Some of these are fucking hilarious.
Oh, things you cannot say on public radio.
There are bands that you cannot talk about
Band names.
on
Talk
this
about
radio
them.
station. I guess it's like a Christian-funded radio station or something like that. So they're not allowed to talk about them. I guess it's several radio stations that are like this. As soon as my phone loads. What?
Go over the good ones.
All right, I'm gonna go over all of them. There's not that many.
That's not 2 pages, man.
I like
2 pages.
Go ahead.
I saw one. I only got one page, man.
Go ahead.
I'm working on it. Let me fucking zoom in on this shit. All right. List of band names not allowed to be talked about on the air, or you will be suspended in capital letters with exclamation point. Aborted fetus.
Yes.
Abuses of the clergy. Adolf Satan. Here's one of my. Hey, this is one of my favorites. Alabama Thunder Pussy.
That's a real band.
That's a really good,
Obviously.
and it's a really good band.
That's how a lot of people are telling them about this. I'm like,
Alabama.
dude, you should listen to this shit. It's pretty good.
MySpace.com/Alabama Thunder Pussy. I guarantee those guys have not
MySpace.
discovered Facebook yet.
YouTube, motherfucker.
Yeah, YouTube. YouTube's always better.
Alien Sex Fiend. Anal Cunt. Angel Corpse.
Heard of them.
Angel Sin. Art Fag.
Art Fag. Yeah.
Baby Jesus Hitler.
Baby Jesus.
Ball Sack with no K. Barbed Wire Condom. That's another good one. Bongzilla. Cannibal Corpse. You're not allowed to talk about.
You can't talk about
You're not
Cannibal
allowed to talk
Corpse?
about
That's the only name on there besides
Fucking
Alabama.
Cradle of
piece
Filth?
sheriff.
Cradle of Filth, really? Cradle of Filth sucks. So
Here's
if,
a
if you're
clever
talking
one.
about Cradle of Filth and you're not saying Cradle of Filth fucking
Shut the
sucks.
fuck up, dog.
Corrosion of Conformity's on there too.
Really?
Crucifix.
Wow.
Crucifix? I know Crucifix.
Cockspear. Cunt Saw.
Damn it! You know how many people have stolen good band names from me?
Cybernetic God Crusher. Dark Angel. Decrepit Birth. Death Angel Decide.
Decrepit birth. Isn't every birth
Deep Fried Abortion.
Deep fried abortion.
Dying Fetus.
Hang on,
I
stop,
Hate
stop,
God.
stop. Deep fried abortion. Oh, could you imagine? Like, what do you got there?
Who's
oh,
eating
a
that, the
big old
Chinese?
scoop of you know.
Another band name is Full Blown AIDS.
I know.
Full-blown AIDS.
Yeah, I know full blown AIDS.
Right.
All too
Goat
well.
Whore. God Dethroned.
Goat horse sucks.
Heaven Shall Burn. Hello, like Jello, but hello.
You're not allowed to say that.
Hello.
So it says hell dash O,
Oh.
like JELL dash
Oh,
O
no,
for
sorry.
Jello. Then it's like,
Oh.
yeah,
Oh,
it's like
wait.
There's always room for hello.
my hello pudding pop.
H-E-L-L.
Impale Nazarene. Here's another clever one. The Jack Officers.
The jack officers.
Can you
man.
say circle jerks?
Oh,
Jesus
fuck
Chrysler.
that. Jesus Chrysler, that's awesome.
Jesus Eater. Jucifer. Killer Priest.
That's what Trent
Morbid Angel.
Morbid Angel, what?
Mighty Sphincter. Nails of Christ. Nun Slaughter. Preschool Tea Party Murder.
I kind of understand.
Pussifer.
Lucifer.
Pussy Overload. Rhino Clit. Rotting Christ. Scrotum Staplers. And Sexual Orange Master. Shit Scum. Smother Teresa. This is
Smother
That's
Teresa,
one.
that's great.
This
I'm,
is
I'm
hell.
showing that band to my mom first thing in the morning.
Upside
her
Down
name.
Cross.
buy the Nike shoes.
And the last but not least, Wall of Smegma.
Wall of-
Smegma?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Why would you save that one last? Why not just pick one?
Because it's in
that's-
alphabetical order, cocksucker.
Why not just pick one that's funny?
Fuck
and
it.
stop
Deep
there?
fried abortion.
Deep fried abortion. We're stopping at deep fried
Alabama
abortion.
Thunder Pussy. Barbed wire condom.
These
A
are-
little scoop of the old you know.
Everybody check out Smother Teresa.
Oh yeah.
You got 2 hits.
Adolf Satan.
Smother Teresa and Alabama Thunder Pussy because I love Alabama Thunder Pussy.
The
I tried
Jack
listening-
Officers.
Jesus Chrysler was a good one too. That was a good one.
All right, man.
It's like a heavy metal country.
Oh well, we have reached the 1
Hold
hour.
on, you motherfucker. Hold on, I got
Yeah,
some shit out.
Don't stop now.
We're not stopping. I'm just letting everybody know.
Yeah.
I'm letting
I
everybody
just came
know.
up with a bunch of funny shit to talk about.
Hang
Now-
on, keep going,
I
keep
got
going.
one more thing before
I'm-
we shut
I'm
up.
done.
No, we're not
What's
shutting
going
down,
on?
man. We're going for a whole nother hour, dude.
No,
We haven't even started my material yet. We got Casey coming up with good shit. We're good. We're going. We're rolling right now. I'm just saying. Throughout the
I'm
next,
taking a break.
throughout the next, yeah,
He's like,
right.
I'm out this bitch.
Throughout the next 10 or 15
Should we just go
minutes,
outside?
each of us will more than likely leave the room. You'll see us all kind of cycling in and out. It's because we cannot smoke in our production facility. We'll call it Casey's basement because actually we'll just call it his house. I mean, Jesus Christ, look at this. Fucking A, dude. You got more holes in the ceiling than I got in the walls at the fucking
Hey,
house.
we're in a basement. They're the Royal Mining Police aren't here, are they?
Yeah. Ooh,
You know what
ooh.
I'm saying?
Oh, let's see what you did there. Fuck you.
I didn't
Bam. All right, man. All right. I gotta go. I gotta take a piss. I'll be right back. You guys, man, cover
Just
something.
chat amongst yourselves. All right.
I got something.
Here's a good one. 80s action heroes. Are they too old today?
Except the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm talking about not the fucking.
You talking about He-Man?
No, not the actual
Like
cartoon.
Rolf Dreadman or whatever his name is?
My high school.
Dolph Lundgren.
My high school.
Like the fucking
Sylvester
the actors.
Stallone.
Exactly. The
Old
fucking
as
old
fuck.
ass people that are still out there today making movies.
Yes, they're too old.
Fuck you! I say the movies are still fun to watch.
I fucking can't stand them.
I just got done watching the new Die Hard. However, there are parts that are missing. You better hurry the fuck up. I know this is something you want to talk about.
Let's just take it outside. What the fuck we doing here?
All right, fuck it, bring it.
Case, keep talking.
I will.
Otherwise
Anyway,
it's boring.
where the fuck are my shoes? Where's my shoes? The new Die Hard. There's a lot of pieces missing that make John McClane. This is true. I will not deny that. However, they're still in there, and it's still a good movie. It's not the best Die Hard movie, but it's still a good movie, and that's what I'm gonna go with.
That's mine, I think.
That it's a good movie. Give me a fucking cigarette.
Think about taking your cigarettes.
Everybody kind of adjourn over here.
Yeah, you gotta be
Careful.
over there because they can't find you from over here.
I'll stay off to the side. Come here, Case.
Here's your
I'm
label.
done talking. I was just saying, and it was a good movie. There's a lot of parts in it that still had classic John McClane stuff. Like when he starts shooting people, and he's like, "I'm on fucking vacation," and it was funny. I made me laugh.
You think those dogs bounce in the background like that?
What?
No, I mean, look in that pocket.
No, they were sitting on the fucking couch here. Take this one.
Julia can't go to like commercial break or something.
We could go to commercial break. I guess I'll just tell a story. Were you done?
I'm done.
I was paying attention. I was trying to get something.
Hey guys.
I was waiting for fucking feedback from you guys, but it wasn't happening.
Alright, don't worry, dude. Alright, dude, I love the fact that we can like take the camera and it's all one thing because it's all a fucking computer. But like, I love the fact that it can travel to the outdoors with us. Like, because before I got locked out. If you guys don't remember, for those of you that did not see DMI #1, I was locked out fucking side. Like in the middle of the show, like no, it was #2, and like I took my 5-minute break or whatever, because you get one. Like even though you're watching, somebody else is just probably listening. You know, they're not even looking at the fucking thing. So I just waltzed off to the outside and got locked out. So like, it's kind of
Fuck,
nice.
you'll
Like
kill my
I know
lighter.
the door's unlocked, everything's with me. So
Can't
even
see
if
it.
the door
This
is
is
locked,
a
I can
silver
shut it
lighter.
down from right here. Oh, what were we talking about? The new Die Hard movie, right?
He's
I
done.
hate looking at Sylvester Stallone.
Don't
That's all I know.
you can't tell people about the movie, but we can talk about how bad it sucked and that I would advise
Oh,
everybody
you know
to not go
Rambo
see
wants
it.
to ban
it did not
guns.
suck.
It was horseshit.
Yeah, I think they took that whole different thing. It was we talked about
Doesn't
me and my
he-
boss talked about this the other day at work, and what they did is he said one thing and they spun it with the shit that or
You know,
something
you know,
else.
Obama and his administration spun it. They're like, yeah, let's get Stallone on board. He's Rambo.
He like said something about being safe with them, and they took it as he doesn't like guns.
Because obviously, if you have a gun, you're not safe with it, right?
Obviously.
I'm sorry, being sarcastic.
I don't know. Did you guys not see that whole thing going on last week where like literally the only thing that the world is talking about is how President Obama spends like an average of 15 to 20 minutes a day firing off his gun collection? Like he goes to
wish
the
I could.
there's a
I seen
shooting
that
range in
picture of
Camp
him
David.
like
He goes
holding the
there all the time.
shotgun, and he's out like bird hunting or clay shooting or something like that.
Clay shooting.
And you
that's what
can
he
tell
does.
he's never fucking held a gun before. Like he's holding it all fucking wrong. He's like,
Yeah, that's bullshit. He's black.
Well, you know, Pierce Morgan's all like anti-gun.
he's holding it sideways like a black guy.
Pierce Morgan's the most annoying motherfucker on the planet. I hate Pierce Morgan.
Pierce Morgan went to Texas to fire off guns so they could do a little bit about how he was actually like, oh, I'm trying to learn the ways of the fucking guns. So everyone would be like, well, I guess Pierce Morgan, he'll fire guns, but he wants to get rid of them, so. I
So
mean,
maybe
he's
we should get rid
intelligent.
of him.
If he likes them, then we should probably get rid of them.
So that's what he's saying. The fuck was that? Is someone shooting off guns now?
No.
Clearly it wasn't a gun, but goddamn.
Sound like the fucking porch just shifted.
I'm sure some snow fell. For all you people in Texas, we're here in Michigan. There's tons of
Oh,
fucking
there's
snow.
a car
everywhere.
alarm going off.
Oh, your car alarm.
I heard some.
Dude, true story. There was a father. He,
Oh, that was the wood or something cracking over there.
There was a father. He had two sons. He named one son Winner and the other son Loser. Winner is now in prison, and Loser is a police detective in South Bronx, New York. I swear to God.
That's awesome. Did you say he was Loser?
Loser is now a winner, and Winner is a loser.
That's awesome, dude. I wish my dad would have named me Winner. Named Trent Loser.
Oh,
No, dude, my dad was totally. My dad's too much of like a, I want to say pessimist. Like he would have named me like maybe and probably, you know, not winner or loser. He would have never have gone to the extreme with it.
Dude, I think we start over again. It's 11 minutes. Oh, it's 1 hour and 11 minutes.
Oh no. Oh yeah. Speaking of that, why? Yeah. So the episode that nobody even really watched is cut into 2 parts.
Yep.
Like-
On both Ustream and YouTube.
No shit.
Oh, hold on.
Do you have any viewers?
Ustream, delete my ideals. You're on here already. YouTube.
Always.
YouTube/DRunnyRun. That's DRUNYRUN.
There's always at least 200.
There's more than just this on there. You got me talking shit to Mark fucking Dice.
Oh, I seen your old boss today, dude.
Steve Aldrin.
No, the fat one.
Brian Boston.
Yeah, Brian Boston.
What did Brian Boston have to say?
Well, he didn't. He doesn't talk, so he doesn't. He didn't.
So you're just bringing up the fact that you witnessed him?
Well, I saw him, and
I seen that guy.
I see his brother.
Stark
Mark-
Boston?
Mark Boston.
Hey, everyone, we're outside right now. And look, you can see the Big Dipper. And some stars. It's
Dude, if I could pull my sleeve up, I
a
got the
penis
big
joke.
I got the Big Dipper and moles on my arm.
Or
So
the
at
Little
least you can always
Dipper.
find North.
Pretty sure
I think that one might be the
I
Little
got the
Dipper.
Big Dipper on my leg, actually.
I met somebody that had something else.
I got the
They're
Big
like-
Dipper between my legs.
I tell you where I
the
keep the
whole
Little
time.
I
Dipper.
think it was
right?
Orion. Like, dude, I got Orion on my arm. I'm like, I got the Big Dipper, dude.
Dude, speaking of Big Dippers, maybe the world could help me solve my problem. The vent on the top of my transmission is clogged, so I was shooting.
What does that have to do with the Big Dippers? I thought you were like, I need a.
Yeah, that's-
go to fucking
that's
Craigslist,
the-
dude. They have personal profiles. You can find a Big Dipper there. Sure you can.
Dude, I almost farted and shit my pants right now. There he is.
Bitch. So, fuck my transmission. I don't want to talk about my truck ever again. And what's funny is whenever I'm working on my truck, people are like, you're not
Well,
working
funny,
on
it's
your
cold as
truck.
fuck out here.
You're right. I'm standing there looking at it, deciding what I want to do next. Like, I mean, I was a minute away from lighting that son of a bitch on fire yesterday, too, you know. Your dad gave me a funnel. By the way, Ron, I got your funnel. It's on the workbench. I'm bringing it back tomorrow, I promise.
It's I was saying that someone cut
I had
his
to
fucking
keep-
brake lines. Is that true?
The one was severed, yes.
Severed.
Severed.
Not.
As in fucking hacked with a goddamn... It looked like somebody took a butter knife to this motherfucker. I mean, whoever did that, you not only wasted your time, because if you didn't notice, what you cut was just what was previously my brake line, because I found out that my brakes were fine. Because I have a stainless steel brake line that I had installed. So, the person I had look at the truck originally said that the brake line on the right side was completely cut in half. The whole right side. And I didn't have anything to the right rear, which I drive a fucking truck, so not having brakes on the rear is kind of a...
1991 Chevy.
Yeah, so...
2500.
But they just cut through the old one that was just wound around it. Like, the guy that installed it for me just left it in there and just tied it up in there with a tie strap.
Mhm.
So, like, when I realized it, I was like, God damn it, dude. I gotta stop having retarded people look at my stuff. So then I had Eddie look at it, and, like, Eddie figured it all out. Like, he went online, fucking helped me out all day. I felt like maybe I should have kicked him a couple bucks or something for it, but I didn't have a couple bucks, so I'm sorry, Eddie. But I really did appreciate his help. Like, he went online, figured it all out. Like, that vent really was clogged. There's a vent on top of the transmission that was clogged, so shout out to Eddie. And Ron, thanks for letting me borrow your funnel, man. I'll bring it back tomorrow. I just needed to use it again today for a few minutes.
Speaking of Eddie, I was in Alabama and he helped me put a new transmission in my Chevy.
Right?
I think it's a Sierra. It's a 1995, or it's a 1994, 1995, 1996 Silverado and a Sierra.
Maybe Eddie should become an auto mechanic.
Anyway, I'm hoping to put the fucking Chevy, or
Fuck
the fucking transmission in the truck.
He's a meatball, huh?
the goddamn transmission falls on his fucking head.
Oh, you dropped it on... No, you dropped it on his head.
He says I dropped it on his head, but he told me it was in. He told me it was good. I let go of it, and it falls on his skull.
Well, so you did drop it on his head, but it was completely his own fault. I hate when you hurt somebody and it's their fault, and then they're yelling at you.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Tell him we're coming back in for shadow.
Go ahead, Kramer, take a piss.
Alright, man. We're gonna relocate to the center of the universe. Alright. Ready?
What are we still talking about anyway?
Alright, we're moving on, man. We're moving on to the next one. Alright, so on this day, February, is it still? Yep. So February the 16th, no, the 17th. What, is it the 17th or the 16th?
17th.
It's the 17th, that's right. That's the day that I looked up today. On this day,
In history.
on this day, historically,
On this day in history.
historically, not a whole lot of shit went down. Nothing big, nothing major, like nothing that they put in a textbook. But only because they haven't put this fucking story in a textbook yet. And this is the best story ever I may have ever heard. A 20-year-old basically he went to fighter pilot school in the Army, and he was 20. And on this day in 1974, he was ejected from the fighter pilot school. He was gonna fly at the time. What are they? H10 something Iroquois. It was the Iroquois choppers, and they told him. Is it H10? Hang on, I got it right here. I didn't want to go to my notes, but I got it. You got
Iroquois choppers.
It's called Iroquois. Shut up.
Like an actual helicopter?
Yeah, he's a fucking chopper pilot, and he was. They kicked him out because
Apache and Comanche.
they kicked him out because he had trouble with paperwork.
I'm sure that Uncle Sam will have this all sorted out by tomorrow, and welcome to the United States.
All right, so check this out. This is all I got on him. His name was Robert Preston. At 20 years old, after being ejected from pilot school, he stole an Iroquois chopper, which was a fighter chopper, and proceeded on to fly it right above the White House. President Nixon was not in the White House, and immediately the Secret Service claimed that there was going to be an attack. They did not attempt to take the chopper down until he was on the south side lawn, where there's nobody around. So even if they bring it down, it won't hurt anybody. He maneuvered so well, in fact, in training, maneuvered the chopper so well that he brought down a Secret Service chopper and made it crash all on its own before eventually landing and getting out. Upon his arrest and in court, they asked him why he did it and what was his motivation. And he said, well, they were kicking me out of the training program. I just figured I might as well show off my skills one last time before I go out. So I always thought that's cool. Like, literally, the dude did it just to prove that he was better at it than those guys. And he was better at it than the Secret Service pilots were. And that's great, man. And then it gave me a whole list of people who have attempted to attack.
Do you think that guy was charged with murder? Because obviously those Secret Service guys might die.
No, they didn't die.
I got a whole list of shit that happened on today's date and fucking all throughout history.
Dude, don't do
1817, Baltimore's the first U.S. city to be lit by gas.
You know,
Central
Line, Michigan's the first city to have lines put on the fucking road.
1865, Columbia, South Carolina burns down during the Civil War.
all of that.
Battle of Charleston.
I'm sorry, this sounded better than that, so I fucking avoided all of that.
That's what I did that before, and I kind of picked and chose myself.
Right? Like, I'm picking this because a dude literally told the United States fucking Supreme Court.
13 to 14 more times you guys keep ripping on me. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the dude went before the Supreme Justices and said I did it because I was better at it than they were. He spent 6 months in prison, paid a $2,400 roughly fine. I think maybe it was $4,600. I don't know why I have the numbers 24 and 46 mixed up, but I think that was badass that he did that. So through that, I decided to make the connection. You know how many times I didn't get an exact number, but
Prohibition ended today in 1933.
no, it didn't.
1933.
The 21st Amendment.
U.S. Senate accepts Blaine Act, ending prohibition.
There goes my notes. On this day we celebrate because it has literally been 70 years to the day since it was legal to fucking drink again. Not that they weren't doing it anyway. The president got caught sipping whiskey by a news reporter.
In 43,
Oh.
Joe DiMaggio
Here's
enlisted
to
to the
you.
U.S. Army.
Dude, did you know in 1953, Mississippi finally ratified the 12th Amendment? Which
Mickey Mantle was better than Joey D.
It was up until 1953, you could own slaves in Mississippi because they never ratified the amendment.
Yeah, they were basically in their own country.
Isn't that fucking sweet?
That's awesome.
Where I lived in Alabama, they were their own
Never
country.
send a human to do a machine's job.
All right, check me out. So, all right, so
Sorry,
the
I'm in
first,
Matrix.
I don't know if it was the first known attack, but the first known attack on a president at the White House was in the 1840s on President Tyler at the time, and a drunk, disgruntled bum basically grabbed a rock and stood at the gate, and he smiled and nodded his head at the president, and as the president turned, he took the rock and threw it and hit him in the face with it. Since then, they've begun to. That was the first increase on Secret Servicemen to be with the president. The next time was the assassination of Lincoln, but that wasn't at the White House.
It's at the Ford Theater.
To date, nobody, not the president, none of his associates, nobody ever associated with the current White House, because lest we forget, the War of 1812, the original president's home was burned, because they always tell the story about how Monroe's wife grabs the painting and gets the fuck out of there. Like, yeah,
Dolly Madison.
Madison, not Monroe. Whatever. Huh?
Wasn't the capital originally in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, but at that point it would have been.
It was the White House, but it wasn't called the White House. It was
Yeah.
actually beige or something like
So
that.
they fucking snag it up and get the fuck out of there. Like, yeah, the bitch had the thing was burning so fast that this bitch had time to grab the painting. And it was probably an oil painting.
She grabbed a bunch.
Presidents
She
are
grabbed the
weird.
one with George Washington.
George Washington going across the Delaware is the painting that we're actually speaking of. Yeah. But hang on, man. Hang on. Let me fucking tell you more about the people that have fucking attempted attacks on the White House. My personal favorite story that I came across was in the Clinton administration. A man an ex-pizza delivery guy who actually at one point claimed to have delivered pizza to President Clinton personally when he was a governor in Arkansas, lost his job and became disgruntled and decided it was Clinton's fault. He hopped the fence at the White House, began charging the White House, made it 50 feet onto the grounds, was beaten first, and then shot by Secret Servicemen.
How is he 50
You
feet
see,
in?
we're on a mission from God.
Alright, but listen to this. That was 3 years after Rodney King, right? But they were able to say, well, this guy was going to kill the president. Maybe the motherfucker didn't tip him or something. You know, you never know what his deal was. Like, Rodney King gets beaten, doesn't even die. Outrage. You know? Fucking, what about that time with that little kid that came over from Cuba? Remember? He fucking got his ass beat on the boat, jumped off, got on a raft, fucking swam from Cuba to Miami by himself, and they're like, sorry kid, you gotta go back to Cuba. You know? So, but like, this pizza delivery motherfucker just gets capped on the fucking front lawn, dude. And they were
I
like,
don't know how he got beat first.
that's what I'm saying. How
He
the
got
fuck
50 feet and there were motherfuckers already there.
50? Yeah, dude, it's the White House. You can't just. Yeah, you can't just hop the fucking fence at the White House, dude.
Knight Rider?
There have been a few other
Well,
things
like-
too. Like a guy flew a
fucking
plane into
rebound.
it or something, no, over it, and in the days after 9/11, every time an airplane came within 700 miles of the White House, it was a fucking national security risk.
Alright. Fuck your
Terror-
national security shit.
Terror alert elevated.
On today's date in 1962, Beach Boys introduced a new musical style with their hit Surfin'. In 1967, Beatles released Penny Lane and Strawberry Fields. You were going to mention those? Like,
Someone just called me for a ride. He's like, are you in the middle of a podcast? Casey, man. Like, yeah, motherfucker. You don't hear these people talking in the background?
69 on today's
You're
date,
not
Bob
even
Dylan
watching,
and Johnny
dude? What
Cash
the fuck's
recorded an
wrong with
album
you,
that was
Mr.
never
Mayhem?
released.
Why ain't he watching?
Yeah,
Dude,
why
what
ain't
makes
you
me mad
watching,
is
dude?
there's so much, like...
Your brother's
behind the
watching. I
scenes
see.
Beatles
No,
shit,
maybe
and
it's
it's
not. Yeah,
released. You know how
your
much
brother's
fucking
right
money
there. I
they
think
make?
he's
They just
watching.
release their Beatles shit?
Right.
Backstage Beatles, like audio... You can hear everything they're saying. They do that for fucking
he's
bands
probably
you hate.
not.
You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I don't.
Love to hear
You know why I didn't say this day in
Shit.
history? You know why I didn't do the whole this day in history of the Beatles? Because I wanted to talk about something that was.
83, U.S. performs nuclear test on a Nevada site.
Is it
I was
Elko?
talking about the Beatles.
I don't know.
Is it Elko? I want to know. This day in 1983, was that in Elko, Nevada?
No, but everyone keeps
86,
calling
Howard
it
Stern
right now.
returns to radio, New York City, morning radio.
Oh my god, dude. I don't give a fuck, dude. It's not about what happened today 100 years ago, dude. The point is,
Well,
a
why'd you
dude
fucking want it, dude?
outmaneuvered the Secret Service chopper pilots above the White House, landed the plane, and was an
What's it
arrogant
gotta do with
dick
me?
about it.
I'm not gonna
There.
give him a
Next
ride,
time I'll
dude.
just say that. We can talk about jerking off
Fucking
again, or
ride.
child rape, or whatever the fuck it is we get into.
95, Sparky Anderson takes an unpaid leave due to baseball strike.
Do you know why he took an unpaid leave?
Doesn't say.
You know why? Actually, that's why he lost his job as the Tigers manager, because he
All right.
supported the players'
He
strike.
just took off walking, and now he expects me to come pick him up.
The managers were separate. They were not on that same bill. They were not considered members of the team. Actually, he probably lost his job because they were like, I think you might have amnesia, Sparky. And he's like, my name's Bill. So, Sparky Anderson, man. He's great because he won the World Series in each of the leagues, the National and the American. He's irrelevant only because that is like the least important thing I've ever heard. And I'm from Detroit, so I should love Sparky Anderson, but I don't. Fucking.
You know what else I learned today? That me and Helen Keller have the same birthday.
Do you know how to read a basketball as good as Helen Keller?
No.
Ooh, ooh.
Hey, you know how Helen Keller's parents used to punish her?
I don't know. They either they put doorknobs on walls.
Shut up. Let me
or
finish the
they-
joke, you cock. This is how Helen Keller... God damn. Helen Keller's parents used to punish her. They rearranged the living room furniture.
Wah wah, Helen. Wah wah.
All right, man. I'm about to pull a Casey here and say I'm a huge supporter of what Helen Keller did. She's one of the most innovative people I've ever known. And,
How does someone
How
who's
does
deaf,
that pull
blind, and
me?
mute even begin to even attempt to learn
I
how to
feel like
speak?
that's
I don't
all
understand that.
fucking-
The only thing she did was give us great jokes like...
That bitch didn't.
Oh wait, you guys thought about all that great shit that you did? I was talking about like I totally am all for Helen Keller because of all of those jokes.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, how does someone who's deaf, dumb, and blind have so many great things for people to say about her? You know, like, hey, do you know
Like
what
the
Helen...
Punisher, they
Hang
used
on.
to stick a fucking plunger in the toilet.
I will probably... Okay, alright. Last week I'm talking about bestiality. That's a problem. Right now I'm talking about Helen Keller, and my viewer count is increasing by the second. Alright, so this is how...
Wait.
What do you got?
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Alright, so this, guys, this is how Helen... This is what Helen Keller said when she fell out of an airplane. Are you ready?
Earlier if she had no, she's like, oh. Oh.
My great-grandfather was saying he used to take Helen Keller's dog for a walk and it would bite him. I was like, why did it bite you? He's like, you'd bite me too if they named you.
Wouldn't it be funny if she's going down, she's doing that sign language and someone's reading it? Like, you're scared right now, right? This is fucked up, right?
She's thirsty.
Someone's grabbing her hand and be like, I'm
Alright,
very
she's
scared
dead.
myself.
Yeah. Oh man, if I was born deaf, I would fucking get you guys so good every time. Like if we were riding in the car and I was born deaf and shit.
Are you mental?
I'd have like a little notepad on me all the time because you motherfuckers are the type of people like I'm not gonna learn how to sign. That motherfucker needs to learn how to talk. You know, that's what you guys would be like, right? So I'd get you probably more than anybody. Like hey, like, and then on there you'd be like, hey, will you guys turn the radio up, man? Like, oh, you dick, you know, it'd be like that. Like I'd do little shit like that. I try to make humor of it. I think I would like being deaf.
You probably wouldn't be alive because someone in that kind of position is like, this guy's always fucking with me. No one else does.
Right.
Somebody's gonna die.
Right. I would not
Listen,
judge
I can
people
only take
about
it and rip down my deaf blind eye for so fucking long before I'm just gonna
Honestly-
drive him to the edge of the Grand Canyon and be like, we're in
Honestly-
a nice meadow.
Honestly, I'd have more friends if I was deaf than I do now because half the reason I don't have friends is because I hear people talk. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's really what comes out of your... That's really what goes through your head, you know? Like, and I should feel that way about my closest friends. And I'm like, I love it when that guy says shit like that, dude, you know? But, like, you always got somebody like... And this bitch was...
sad, strange little man.
You always got somebody that's like, this bitch was all fucking blah, 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 and that bitch was all that. It's like, dude, aren't you, like, 42 years old? Like, how many bitches do you even know? Like...
Enough.
Does this guy really need to walk around like Clint Eastwood?
Right?
With
Yes.
with a fucking gun.
He's got a
holstered?
fucking 6-shooter fucking hanging out of his pocket. Like, he's just, like, screaming.
You see the hat? I am Mrs. Nesbit.
Hey, we really gotta wrap this up though.
Fuck you.
What, we're calling... What, man?
Why?
What?
Because you got some guy stranded on the road?
No, because other reasons.
I got a time limit.
A time limit for what?
Life.
What, are you gonna pile up some pans or something? What the fuck you gotta do?
Well, anyway, you got more notes? We'll just finish them off.
I had a couple things written in there. For the most part, I was just thinking we could come up with a lot of really interesting ways to use the word fuck.
Fuck, fuckity, fuck, fuck, fuck.
Can't talk about Helen Keller, bestiality,
Fine,
child rape.
Oh,
What can I
God,
talk
hey.
about? You know? Can't talk about anything around here.
I was watching Pawn Stars the other day, and this
Oh
guy
my
came
God, I
in
don't
with a
care.
fucking thing that's signed by Helen Keller. And the guy from Pawn Stars, the bald guy, Rick.
Was it really?
Yeah. Well, he's like, it just doesn't seem like it could be signed by Helen Keller. It just seems so simple. And it's literally like the most block-ass letters you could ever see. Like the H was just like perfect fucking lines, and like everything was just like huge and ridiculous, and it looked like a 4-year-old signed it.
It's not
And he's like,
here.
it seems so simple. And my thought was, how fucking complicated could it be? She couldn't fucking see it when she was writing it. Like, she had to be
hang
like,
on. Why wasn't it in Braille?
Yeah, she put little dots, right?
And why wasn't
No, it was actually her signature.
But like, I wish we could see the thing, because then we could punch up like.
Bring out today!
Then we could punch up the bitch's autograph. And
I don't
shit,
know.
whichever it was.
I don't really feel like stopping, dude. I mean, I guess if you gotta leave, you know, you can sign off. Fucking, well, you gotta take that with you too, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't know. We got some other shit we need to
Well,
cover.
we got shit for Wednesday.
Why don't we do a Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday show?
I don't know, man. I'm thinking about just axing Wednesdays and moving it straight to fucking Friday.
Monday, Friday show?
I can do tomorrow.
I could probably do tomorrow.
Why don't we just do podcasts whenever we're available? We'll just start doing podcasts all the time.
Right? Yeah. Cause Wednesdays are not gonna be good
I
for
need
me
a
anymore.
viewership
ahead
part.
of time
Wednesdays,
awareness
Friday
because-
nights. All right. So here's what we're definitely gonna do. We're definitely gonna air on Friday nights. I'm totally all about Friday nights. If you guys can do Friday nights.
I can do whatever. Once I start working, we'll have to fucking base it on me.
Right. That's
There's
cool.
a Helen Keller
Wednesday nights are no good because
simulator.
Wednesdays and Fridays I got shit going on to where I need Thursday
Yeah,
to
that's
think
exactly what
only
it looked
about
like.
that, you know,
There.
and I
Yeah.
need basically Tuesday to think only about that. Like,
So can we do Sunday, Monday, Thursday?
I don't know, Sunday.
We're doing Sunday right now.
Hey, why does Helen Keller wear skin tight pants? So you can read her lips.
Ooh. Okay.
Want to see the Helen
And
Keller
on that note,
simulator?
all right.
And on that note, we cue the music,
Yeah.
right?
Cue the music.
Yeah, do it.
Cue the music.
If Helen Keller fell down in the woods, would she make a sound?
That's interesting.
You guys ready? I'm
Yeah.
signing off.
So,
This is Delete My Ideals, episode 7. Thank you for watching, number 2 viewers. We gotta cut it close, because some of us have wives, right?
I guess. Well, I guess I'm gonna go home now.
The Helen Keller simulator. Hey, on screen there's the Helen Keller simulator.
Yeah. It's a really hard game to beat. Oh, there it is. I won.
If you don't get it, there's nothing
He's the
there.
smartest man in the world. The guy who raped Helen Keller didn't cut off her hand so she couldn't speak to her. That's fucked up.
Okay, so we just discussed this. Didn't you hear the production value, dude? We can't talk about bestiality, rape, racism, sexuality, or the Catholic. Oh, fuck that. You can't take the Catholic Church from me. Hey, what was the name of that band that we were going to tell you to go check out? Smother Teresa, Alabama Thunder Pussy, or what was the really funny one?
Pizza Fucks, Jesus Chrysler,
Jesus Christ.
the Jack Officers,
Oh.
Barbed Wire Condom.
Well, we all gotta go home and masturbate when nobody's looking, so, we'll see you.
What do you want to do? Wednesday?
Did you know Helen Keller had a dollhouse in her backyard? Neither did she.
At the very latest, we'll see you Friday. Goodbye from AOL.
You have to go pick up Casey? It's fucking stupid. Guess you should talk shit live.